Wrong for 3 times and give it to your brother, then pass to the other person. Om Gadam Grihana Devasyam Devadevyanim Twamiva Jagatnathasya Twamivadam Jagaprabhum Om Gadam Grihana Devasyam Devasya Devadevyanim Twamiva Jagatnathasya Twamivadam Jagaprabhu Gadam Grihanam Devasya Devadevyanim Twamiva Jagatnathasya Twamivadam Jagaprabhu Ayanti Nam Pritasim Pindropahim Mayaditim Tau Pratishadam Gandam Grihana Devasyam Devadevyanim Twamiva Jagatnathasya Twamivadam Jagaprabhum Om Garam Grihana Devasya Devadevyanim Twamiva Jagatnathasya Twamivadam Jagaprabhum Om Sri Vishnavai Namo Namaha Mala. Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari He Nath Naram Yinvasudevam Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari He Nath Naram Yinvasudeva. You guys who hold in the mala, better no, you're still on the side. You're the faces. Yeah. Make sure hold the string, right? You're going to walk about quiet here, so you're going to call on this. Go ahead. Om Gadam Grihana Devasya Devadevyanim Twamiva Jagatnathasya. Come a little bit. Twamivadam Jagaprabhu. That's good. Om Gadam Grihana. Fellas, hold the string and hold the flower. Yeah, hold the string. Om Ayante Na Pritasim Pindro Padhim Mayaditim Tau Pratishadam Vishnavai Namo Namah Ayanti Nam Pritasim Pindropadhim Mayaditim. This is what? Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Om Mallakadishagadinim Mallatyarhine Prabhum Amahirtanihi Shipushpanim Sri Vishnavai Namo Namah. Om Yam Dvadim Mahagurhim Adhitasme Ratam Tatvaloka Dhyanam Deepa Jyoti Tripyuntam Om Yanti Na Pritasim Pindropadhi Mayaditim Tau Pratishatam Vishnavai Namo Namah. Yam Dvadim Mahagurhim Adhitasme Ratam Tatvalokam Dhyanam Deepa Jyotir Tripyuntam, Tripyuntam, Tripyuntam. Randy, take an RT, he's doing right here alone, standing 5 times RT. Everybody is touching hands. And when you finish 5 times standing here, you're going to walk round and round. You begin 5 parikrama, performing RT. Right? Stand in front of the sheep first. Subcoin, let's all stand, everyone. Go ahead, son. Om Prithvi Dvatyaloka Tvam Vishnu Stapisyum Jodhyavi Palam Pavim Doka Binasi Maneka. Continue the Arti Randi. Keep your Arti whilst you walk in. Swami Doka Binasi Manekam Sukha Samampatim Gadhavim Sukha Samampatim Gadhavim Kashtamiti Dhanikam. Om Jai Jagadi Shahadim Jodhyavi Palampavim Dokha Binasim Manekam Manekam Sukha Samampatim Gadhavim Kashtamiti Dhanikam. Om Jai Jagadi Shahadim. Mata Pitam Tumhamidim Sharana Kaho Kisakim Swami Sharana Kaho किसकीं तुम्हा बीनवारन दूजाम प्रभु बीनवारन दूजाम आश करो जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरि जय जगदीश हरि स्वामी जय जगदीश हरि भक्त जनों की संकट दास जनों की संकट चन में दूर करीम ओम जय जगदीश हरि hold us better walk around the side put it by the feet and bow walk around so you alone stay right here stay right there and I'm there too right that's 5 times I'll give you flowers put by the foot right give all them flowers after offer by the foot son bow and join by the line behind anywhere by the foot side over there bow go ahead beta arti om yam dware mahagurihim adhitasmertam tatwaloka dhyanam deepa jyoti tripyuntam good boy tripyuntam vishnave stay in line yeah good om vishnave namo namah same thing tribak and bow om Sri Vishnave namo namah ayanti na pritasim pindro danam pindro parhim maya diti tripyuntam 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 amukta gotrasya mukta pritasim pindro parhi maya ditim tahu pratishatam om Sri Vishnave namo namah om yam dware mahagorhim adhitasme ratam tatwaloka dhyanam deepa jyoti tripyuntam om yanti na pritasim pindro parhi maya ditim tahu pratishatam Vishnave namo namah Mangalam Bhagwan Shambhu Mangalam Ghadvajam Mangalam Pundarikakshim Mangalayitano Harim everybody Boli Sri Mahavishnu Bhagavan ki Jai Shwarbha give them flowers in their hands you can all have your seats everyone as I swing my eyes devotees to my left of me I see there's a photo of our dear sister our dear daughter Kaminee reminds me devotees many years ago when she was initiated and 3 weeks ago when I spoke to her 3 or 4 weeks ago when I spoke to her making some bit of arrangements of some offering she was doing for those who would have known there was mommy wasn't feeling well and she called me she said Baba I need you to tell me what I can do to help and this would have taken me to give her some instructions of what should be done and how should it be done as well and that was done devotees and she would indeed ever so often call me and that's really regularly because for the week I would get a phone call from Kaminee at least twice or maybe 3 times because it was in the process of getting a house and preparations for this house and Panditji I'm doing a share them and I want to indeed have a havan and Baba what to do on the first day when I go in and she would call me Baba I didn't get you clear remind me what you said this morning and all of that couple of these all in preparations of that and then say Panditji as soon as we finish I will indeed get prepared to have a little puja because very soon I'm going to move in this house and all of this was happening at the same time and then she went blank now that for me is something I'll tell you why because hearing from someone so very often I tell you this today there is nothing Kaminee did without consulting me and believe me when I tell you that I am being as real as you could possibly understand some of us live life devotees and we don't need or we don't seek spiritual guidance in Kaminee did that and Kaminee would have her own way of doing things and so be it like each and every one of us here have our own way in doing things how we proceed or perceive life to be and certainly indeed we have our own way in saying things and doing things but this young lady did things the way she looked at life how she wanted to do life or be in this life and if you look at the sunrise there's 17th October 73 and you would see sunset 12 September 2021. That tells me, devotees, she lived on earth, did her part, and the duration of her life, all of us here gathered to talk about, to miss, to say goodbye to. That 47 or 48 odd years is today why we are here. Because that person would have touched every one of our lives in some way or another. She would have done something to make some bit of impact upon our lives. And that, devotees, today, those memories remains in our hearts and will continue to remain in our hearts for the rest of our lives. It is sad, devotees, of the situation we have found ourselves in. So many persons dying of this deadly disease. Even those who have got vaccinated have died. Of course, you have to keep yourself as safe as you can and do your part. And we know Kaminee was indeed that situation and had to face the outcome of it. And today, devotees, we stand together here asking of God that to take that soul through that Bhavasagar and to Bhagwan. That's the least we can do today as a people, asking of God to bless that soul. Devotees, everything you and I do in this world, we leave behind a legacy. We leave behind memories that fills the heart and fills the life of everyone we get in contact to. I want to remind all of us, devotees, to stop building walls. And I am not speaking of the wall, devotees, you build around your house. I am speaking of relationships. Stop building walls. Too very often of time, devotees, we build walls, and I'm not speaking to this one and that one and the other one, and you see him and the other and the other. And when someone were to depart from the world, we say, Panditji, he or she is the best person ever. I asked this question only the day before I did a funeral again. And I asked, only why when we die, we honor people? Only why when we die, we name streets after people? Only when persons die, we name streets and images and so much more. What about when persons are alive? Are we not giving recognition to those persons who are alive and the contribution they have made in society and at home? And I speak this, devotees, for all of us to understand. Let us change how we live. Who knows? I may be standing here speaking to all of you, and tomorrow morning you hear Pandit Ravi gone. So be it. It has to happen. I understand that death is inevitable. I understand that death will come. I understand that whatever I do now will bear fruits tomorrow. In that breath, I want to ask all of you to please use your lives to lift and uplift. Today we have offered the first pinda thus far. Now there are 5 pindas to be offered. 1 we have offered. 2 will offer right before we are about to leave with Havan. And then when we reach to Belgroves, there are 3 more pinda. Our time over there quite limited. For those who have been to one of these funerals before, you have maximum of 10 minutes. Those who have attended, and you know it's devotees very careful in how many persons go and all of the precautions we will have to take. Today we are given some bit of leverage to come and pay your respects. So we'll be giving you a few moments to come and pay your respects, devotees. I have a little small program today, and the ritualistic part have been performed. We have certainly indeed performed the arti, and I want to call on someone, devotees, to take us through the rest of the program. But before doing so, I want to invite Geeta to come, and Pitaji just to come offer a sense of mala, pay respects. Papa, you can come forward, offer a flower as well. And Geeta, you can come forward, do so, place your arti and your mala. And then I'll invite Babita, who is going to be our MC or Master of Ceremony for a few moments, where she will lead us through the next part. She has a eulogy, she has a bhajan, she has some remarks to be made by certain members of the congregation, and she will take us to what happens after. I'll take over after that. We'll have the Havan, And from the Havan, we will have devotees, the offering of the Pinda Dan, and then the Crucian mantras. So at this point, we'll give Geeta a chance to to honor her sister with Chandan, essence, Aarti, and Mala. Do you have the Chandan? Give her the Chandan as well. Hold on to these two things as well. Hold on to this, Geeta. Give her to put the Chandan. Give her to place a little bit of essence as well. जय भागवतम भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय भागवतम भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंचयी, पंचम वेद निराला, नवज्योति जगाने वाला। ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंचयी, पंचम वेद निराला, नवज्योति जगाने वाला। हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही, हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही, जग की मंगल की आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय भागवत. Just offer flowers alone. Jai Bhagavata, give him a few moments just to give his offering of his flower, and in his own simple way on the side, Pitaji, you can say your goodbye. Right to the side, Papa. Stand. You can offer Chandan, you can give essence. Those two things you can do. Chandan and essence he could do. Jai Bhagavatam, Bhagavan ki hai आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय जय भागवतम, भगवान की है आरती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती, पापियों को पाप से है तारती। प्रेम से बोले वृंदावन विहलाल की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोली श्री सीताराम चंद्र की जय। मंगलम भगवान शंभु, मंगलम घटभजम, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षी, मंगलाय तनोहरीं। ओम श्री विष्णवे नमः, ओम श्री विष्णवे नमः। ओम मयंती दाप्रीतस्य पितृपति बयादितिम, अनादि नंदहा देवां, शंख चक्रा हरिं, आक्षी पुंडरीकाक्षीं, प्रेत मोक्षे प्रदो भवां, प्रेत मोक्षे प्रदो भवां, प्रेत मोक्षीं प्रदो भवां। ओम विष्णवे नमो नमः, विष्णवे नमो नमः, विष्णवे नमो नमः। ओम अनादि नंदहा देवां, शंख चक्रा हरिं, आक्षी पुंडरीकाक्षीं, प्रेत मोक्षे प्रदो भवां। ओम विष्णवे नमः। वासुदेवं सुतं देवं, कंसचाधुमधरं, देवकी परमानंदं, कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। बोली श्री महाविष्णु भगवान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। I'm going to hand over across to Babita, and from there, devotees, we have a few remarks to be made, and then we'll continue from there.
Right, no problem. Yeah, be careful that.
Wait for them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait for them?
Yeah. Good, right.
It is unfortunate that the family has not gathered physically in the last year and a half, and this is the occasion that we have to gather on today. On October 17, 1973, Mr. and Mrs. Bholan welcomed a beautiful daughter. Kaminee was the eldest of 4 children. Her siblings included Geeta, Ramesh, and Randy. She attended Little Angels Prep School, then to Presal Government Primary, Kuva Junior Secondary, Karapichaima Senior, Ramk, SBCS, Seatal College, and Upper Level Educational Institute. Her career started at Trintech Limited and included companies such as SIS, Pizza Burger Boys Head Office, Front Row, Junior Sammy, and Caribbean Housing Limited, eventually settling at the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. Kaminee had a love for dogs, especially her Bruce and Child. She would pamper and take care of these dogs as though they were her children. Her latest obsession was the husky bunch of her brother Ramesh. She enjoyed playing and relating her playdates with everyone. Her last interaction with the huskies included them ripping her pants. Upset? Not, I think. Oh, how we will miss her, calling out to Bale and Queenie. She had the most famous Trini palate, in that she loved her chows and any fruit soaked in shadow benny and pepper. She loved to eat chocolates and recently developed a liking to the caramel latte from Rituals. Her car was her darling. They never separated. There were numerous bills from the mechanic, but that proved futile in separating her from that white B13. She literally refused to sell it. And if you know Kaminee, you know how adamant she could have been. Her generosity was unmatched, always making charitable donations in whatever way she managed. Her tenacity and charismatic laughter filled the entire atmosphere at gatherings. Always the funny, easygoing, the young and hip cousin, the life of the party. Kaminee was no stranger to the bond of family. She maintained close relationships with her parents and siblings, always willing to assist and provide guidance and words of wisdom in times of need. One of her favorite pastimes was sitting in the hammock with her nephew Liam, watching countless episodes of Cocomelon. She shared a most special bond with both her grandmothers, now both deceased. I am sure they are both happy to reunite with her today. The love she expressed for both her parents was unconditional, especially within recent times. Kaminee proved to go above and beyond the call of duty of a child when her mother suffered a stroke only 2 months ago. She paid frequent visits to the hospital, tending and nurturing her mother, all the whilst acting as a mediator between the hospital and her siblings. Then, her father underwent cataract surgery, and she became his eyes while his physical eyes were recovering. She tended to her father, cooking, washing, and cleaning in his time of need, making the duties of a beloved daughter look seamless and effortless. She stepped up to the role of a mother when it was necessary for her siblings, with a level of commitment and love second to none. Even if it meant eating the pone out of the oven half-baked with Geeta. Patience and her belly never went hand in hand. Ramesh remains grateful for the primary school Tobago trip she paid for. What a big sister, always putting the needs of her siblings before hers. Her love for children was paramount, and this was reflected in her relationships with her nieces and nephews. Her playful nature and generosity made her presence most awaited at Christmases and birthdays. Kaminee also had many weird and strange experiences, whether it was going in the opposite direction on a one-way street, or that one time when she mistakenly pierced her feet through and through with a garden fork, but she felt nothing. She was a teacher as well, assisting Geeta with her primary school work. As a child, she loved watching cartoons, accompanied by snacks. And as an adult, she loved watching Lifetime movies, and yes, also accompanied by snacks. It is often said that we can only prepare for goodbye, but never really experience saying goodbye. Kaminee kept a strong faith in her beliefs and ideologies. She believed in the strength and power of Lord Hanuman and frequented the Dattatreya temple to make her offerings. She left us suddenly, and for this we remain with unanswered questions, conversations we wished we had, and thoughts we hoped to convey. We will miss her laughter, one like no other. The memories we all shared with her are filled with love, laughter, and joy, the kind only a daughter, a sister, a cousin, and a friend could create. Her presence will be missed, a void that cannot be filled. Most of us know that Kaminee was getting ready to move into a house of her own. But what we did not know was God was preparing a mansion instead. We are saying goodbye to a most important part of our lives here today, as she impacted every single one of us. We love you, Kaminee. You will be severely missed, now and always. You will forever be in our hearts. On behalf of her siblings, I have a poem to Kaminee. Our lives go on without you, but nothing is the same. We have to hide our heartache when someone speaks your name. Sad are the hearts that love you, silent are the tears that fall. Living here without you is the hardest part of it all. You did so many things for us. Your heart was kind and true. And when we needed someone, we could always count on you. The special years will not return when we are all together. But with the love in our hearts, you will walk with us forever. I now invite Dr. Sunil Jugal to bring some remarks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sitaram, everybody. First and foremost, I would like to extend condolences to everyone here, from my wife and kids and my extended family. This is going to be short. I can't really undo the eulogy per se, but Kaminee and I are of similar age. And Kaminee has always been really, in her element, a bubbly person, full of life, very funny, very timid person, but timid in a funny way. Shared so many, memories together over the years. I don't really want to make this into a medical talk, but COVID, has played its part here, and it's really the raw one of the story. But if we are to make this a victory, I think we must remember why we're here today. And it's just like Pandit said, really. We should remember to, just reach out to each other, to be that hand, be that light for each other, and be that assistance for each other, so we can make this a victory. So thank you very much.
We know that we have some relatives internationally who would have really liked to be here, and so we have a pre-recorded message from her dearest cousin, Rohini. So we will now have a look at that.
On Tuesday, October 12th at 7:57 p.m., I received a WhatsApp message saying Kaminee just died. I was devastated. My name is Rohini Thorpe, and I'll be sharing some fond memories of my cousin Kaminee Bholan, who went home to be with her Lord and Savior. Cam was kind, generous, hardworking, smart, stunningly beautiful, and always had a smile on her face. She would have been 48 years old yesterday, October 17th, and was a devout Hindu who believed in the power of prayer, fasting, and giving back. She was also ready to start the next chapter of her life. She was getting ready to move into her new home, start the decor, buy new appliances, and even get a dog. She was amazed at how God had worked in her life and how far she had come along. I was so happy for her. She loved her brothers and sister dearly and was obsessed with her nephews and niece and absolutely adored Ramesh's dogs. She would even chase my brother down to tie a Rakhi on his wrist. And while she didn't have a family of her own, she was content. She would nag me to come home and say to me all the time, "Cuz, when you come down, we drinking something, eh?" And of course, I would fire back saying, "Yeah, chick, I'm bringing the Ciroc, just be ready." She had a funny laugh too, and when something really tickled her, her laugh became funnier. I will miss her laugh, and I will miss her saying, "Hey, cuz," with her squeaky voice. While Cam's life was untimely, unexpected, unfair, and unnecessary, I believe she's flying high and watching over us. Her death is a strong reminder to all of us that we should never miss moments to be kind and caring to each other, because in the end, no one will remember how much money or education we had, but instead, the impact we had on their life. A great writer, Cicero, said, "The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living." So as we mourn Kaminee, let's not forget to celebrate her life so that her memory lives on. Cam will be greatly missed, and I'm happy to have been a part of her journey. Rest now, my friend. You're at peace and in no more pain. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohini. I now ask Roshan Babwa to the podium.
So this is the beginning of her journey, right? So she will be in a better place. I came here today to say goodbye to her, but it's just a physical form. The Hindu soul never dies. She will always be around.
Thank you, Roshan. To assist Roshan a bit, Roshan's sister Diane, who is away, also prepared a message. So we're going to hear from Diane now.
Every one of us who knew you, whose lives you touched. I remember how upset you were when the decision was made for me to migrate. You said I was neglecting you, but here you are today leaving us, leaving me and neglecting us. But that's okay, we will meet one day again on the other side. I never thought that I would have to do something like this, especially via video message. But here I am. I don't have a choice in the matter. I remember the last time I saw you. You said to me, Dee, you have to be the one to bring us back together, close like we were once. You have to come and you have to cook for us. And I said yes. Time didn't permit that for us. But I will make sure and I will continue it. And I will always be there for Muff, aka Fatso. Fondly as you would call Muff. May Lord Krishna guide your soul towards his abode. And may you be blessed always. Don't worry, I will always be there for each and every one of you all your loved ones, close and dear to us. All the fondest memories that we shared, I will take that with me until we meet again. I love you, Ziggy, and we'll see you on the other side someday.
Thank you, Deanne. I now ask Mr. Mark Rampersad to bring some remarks.
Sitaram all. Sitaram again to all who are here and who are viewing this live stream. I was asked by the family to say a few words on behalf of Kaminee Bholan. I want to start my little short discourse from the final verse of a song sung by Mr. Frank Sinatra. I won't go on to all the authors, but recognize all their work. And what it says, for what is man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has naught. Not to say the things that he truly feels, and not the words of someone who kneels. Let the record show I took all the blows and do it now. So I guess by now you should know it's My Way by Frank Sinatra. And I sat there in the congregation, and one common thread that runs through all the people, all persons who would have visited this podium, was Kaminee's ever-since personality. Anywhere she goes, she had that ability to capture the mood. She was bubbly, she was talkative, always have some contribution to make. Her compassion. Somebody spoke of, I think it was the Master of Ceremonies, and spoke of that at length. But what my focus on really, and if you could just draw your eyes, or train your eyes to that slideshow there, as Kaminee as a protector. And what struck me the most, or struck me the most, as I reminisce through my time, and I fondly call that K. And I don't know if it will come up soon, but I want you to take a look at it. And there are a couple of photographs, you'll see that when Kaminee holds on to you, she locks. She locks her hand as to tell you that I'm going to protect you. And that was a quality that I admired from her. Time to time, Raksha Bandhan. She will hunt me wherever I am, hunt me down, look for me to make sure I'm tied up. And she sits and waits until I come to get that done. That's the type of person that Kaminee was. She was willing to give of herself, not very particular about what it takes from her. All the same, as we all of us gathered here, I know as she's right by the side of me here, she would want us to know, don't let her departure from this world be in vain. Let's take an opportunity for those who have not yet gotten themselves vaccinated. Please do so. And I'm sure she would want me to tell you all that. So as I go, as I leave, I say farewell to my cousin Kay. For my family and I, I feel it's too soon. You left us too soon. It didn't say goodbye, but now I am saying to you, goodbye, my beloved sister. And wherever you are, and know where you are, you will make their humble place for each and every one of us when our time is. So I don't take much more time because we could stand here and talk of family for the whole day. Such was the person's love for life. I say to you all, let's remember Kaminee's presence. That little blank spot you see from 73 to 21. Let's remember she will touch each and every one of our lives in different ways. And to her, I say goodbye, and may God bless us. Thank you.
Thank you. I spoke earlier of Kaminee's bond with her niece and nephews, and they did not want to be left out of sending their remarks to their aunt. So if we now, there's a short 8-second clip of them.
Love you, Auntie Kaminee, we miss you. Love you, Auntie Kaminee, we miss you.
I'm sure she feels their love. We're coming to an end shortly. Her colleagues would all have wished to be here. Her colleagues would all have wished to be here, and unfortunately, given the circumstances, they can't. So they have given a few words, and on behalf of them, Shobha will now read. On behalf of the members of the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, these are the thoughts and expressions they would have liked Kaminee to know.
Good day, everyone. So I'll just be giving a tribute to Kaminee from her colleagues at Central Bank. Today is one of the saddest days of my life, where I have to say goodbye to Kaminee. We never ever expected this. Even down to the last, I just expected she would come out of it, as she always does. Kaminee was a member of the Central Bank family. She worked with us in the insurance unit. She was my administrative assistant, and she managed us all on the 18th floor. She was always a busybody, on the go, doing something for someone. She only had to hear someone needed something, and she would just try to get it. She would make sure I ate lunch, and if I'm not well, she would offer to get me medication. She was always on the go to go down to Independence Square or anywhere in Port of Spain to get some errand for someone. We never had to ask her. She would volunteer. Sometimes I would quarrel with her and tell her she needs to stop letting people use her, but she never seemed to mind at all. She would do it 100 times if asked. Kaminee was able to cut through any kind of red tape to get the job done. Any problems, she would know who to talk to and who would make friends and would make friends with someone. She would just say, ask for Mr. Joe or whoever and tell him Kaminee sent you. We would say she directs the bus drivers, as whenever there are no drivers, the staff across a Treasury building or wherever would call her and she would make a call and somehow the bus will be ready for them. Doesn't know how she does it, but she would just get it done. She would always have a story to relate to me about some incident that happened to her and have me laughing. She used to make chow for us. Someone would bring whatever fruits, whether it was apple, mango, pineapple, and she would make chow and share it with everyone. She loved her family dearly and would do anything for them without even giving it a second thought. She would call her mom and dad during the day to make sure they were okay and would bring the phone to me to talk to them. Sometimes when she called them too often, they would ask her, "What happened? Natalie, don't have work for you to do?" I have never seen her mad at anyone. She would never hold a grudge. She was always forgiving. She would say, "Nah, to worry about them. I've passed that, it's a small thing. She really was a unique individual, and she's going straight on to heaven. In the prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, the part where we say, forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Well, Kaminee has no trespasses. All are forgiven, because she always forgives those who trespass against her. Kaminee has touched each and every one of us that interacted with her. Kaminee, 18th floor will miss seeing you bustling around, checking to make sure if we are okay and if we need anything. Kaminee, you have set your place in our hearts and we will always remember you. We have worked closely together every day for the last 5 years, and I will miss you so much. May God comfort your family and give them His grace to bear losing you. You have accomplished many good things in life. Lord Krishna has a beautiful reward for you. May He accept you in His heavenly abode. Your kindness and caring to us on 18th floor is irreplaceable. We wish you farewell in your journey to eternity. You sleep well, my friend. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I hand back over, the family of Uncle Johnny would like to thank everyone within the last couple of days for all the assistance, the emotional support that everyone, thank you once again to the family for pulling together, especially to the doctors and nurses at the Augustus Long Hospital who would have seen and been with Kaminee in her last. They became her family when her family could not have seen her. And we would really like to send our appreciation and thanks to them. Thank you to Guru's Funeral Home of Southern Main Road, Kunumpia, for your comfort and making this experience as easy as possible. So before I hand over to Baba, I would like to just ask my father to sing one bhajan and Baba will take over. Thank you and have a good afternoon.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, you my true Savior. Everything that I have is yours. You have only loaned it to me, so that I may live happy on the seas by and by, on the seas by and by, we shall meet at the beautiful shores. अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से ऐ मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू, परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू, दुनिया बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। प्रभु की प्राप्ति का मूल मंत्र है संपूर्ण समर्पण। ये आत्मा चल प्रभु को सौंप दे, तू सारा जीवन। ओ देख प्रभु तेरी निकट विराजे, देख प्रभु तेरी निकट विराजे, कर ले अभिवादन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से ऐ मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन, अब चल कर ले मिलन। जय श्री कृष्ण। Kaminee, may your soul rest in peace.
Boli Sumapati Mahadev ki jai. Thank you all for those wonderful remarks indeed, and that demonstrates, my dear friends, devotees, of the remarkable person that our dear Kaminee is and certainly was. May her soul rest in peace. We pray, devotees, that this journey of life to the Bhavasagar, crossing this Bhavasagar, may she attain moksha, oneness with that Supreme Padam. We have the 5 doors to offer, the Panchak Shraddha as a poem, or the Panchak offering, and then the Havan, and we'll give anyone and everyone a chance who wish to come forward and offer a flower. We'll give you a chance for that in just in a minute or two. Put your flowers, guys, and bow. Omayante na pritasya pindrapatim, mayadi titripantam panif. Panif. Panif, just a panif. Omayante na pritasya pindrapatim, mayadi tim, tau pratishadam, om vishnave, panif. 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 Yeah. Yeah, understand. What is it? Omayante na pritasim. 5. Yam dvade mahagorihim. Tatva Pradipodvadiyam. You rise anything. Right, the right hand, right here. Omayantena, right here. Pindrodan Pindrapati Mayaditim. Tavu Pratisham Vishnavainama Amukta Gotrasim. Amukta Pritasim. Pindrapati Mayaditim. Yeah. Wait a minute. Right, left hand. Omayantena, left hand. Amukta Gotrasif, right here. Pindrapati Mayaditim. Tavu Pratisham. Om Vasudevam Sutam Devam. Kamsachadhumadhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagaguru. Right here. Chest. Right here. Yam Dvade Mahagorihim Adhitasmertam Tatva Loka. By the foot. Let's pull this up a little bit. Right here. Omayante na pritasim Pindrapati Mayaditim Tau Pratisham Vishnavai Namo Namaham. By the head here. Om Yam Dvade Mahagorihim Adhitasmertam Tatva Loka Dhyanam Deepa Jyoti Tripyuntam Kab. Ayante na Shri Pitrapam. Open it on here, right here. Offer. Om Ayante na Pritas on the doll. Yam Dvade Mahagurihim. Next one. Om Ayante na Pritasi Pindrapadhim. Mayadi Titavu Pratisham Vasudevam Sutam Devam. Kamsachar Madhanam. Devaki Paramandam Krishnam Vandijagarum. Ayante na Pritasim. Pindrapadhim Mayaditim. Tau Pratishama Vahayami. Stapayami. Water Vita. Same places. 5 places.
Water, 5 places.
Om Vishnavaya Namo. You can offer us what's on. Go ahead. Go ahead. Gangi, 1 here, 2, 3, 4, dip every time. Vishnavaya Namo. Take flowers. Randeep. Same 5 places. Om Amukta Gotra Se Mukta Pritasim. Pindro Danam Pindrapadhim. Panchakashat Pindrapadhim Mayaditi Tripyuntam. Ayanti Na Pritasim. Pindrapadhim Mayaditim. Tau Pratishatam. Vishnavaya Namo Namaham. Put all yours up there. And bow. Good. All right, come on, sir. You'll far for you, right? Come on, very far here. That's all right. Fix them up. All of you guys, touch hands this direction. By the foot, we have a havan prepared there already. And we're going to make offerings into the havan. So please join, touch hands. Water in fire first 3 times. Randy, water in fire 3 times. Dilota water, who has it? Om Gange Yamani Godam Saraswatim Nalvalajari Shnapi Tushvyadivam Yat Shanti Karushmim Om Mayanti Na Pritasim. Very good. Alright, you're offering, right? Take your on Swaham, you're offering. You can use this one, that's fine with them. Om Prajaprate Namaswaham. Offer. Om Agniyayi Bhyo Namaswaham. Om Agni Indrayi Namaswaham. Om Somayi Devta Bhyo Namaswaham. Om Bhu Swaham. Om Bhuvaha Swaham. Om Swa Swaham. Om Vishnavai Namaswaham. Om Shivai Namaswaham. Om Yamai Namaswaham. Om Somarajai Namaswaham. Om Havivahan Bhyo Namaswaham. Om Kavivahan Bhyo Namaswaham. Om Kalai Namaswaham. Om Parashwai Namaswaham. Om Pratyai Namaswaham. Om Vishnavai Namaswaham. Om Brahmai Namaswaham. Om Shivai Namaswaham. Om Vishnavai Namaswaham. Om Yamai Namaswaham. Om Tat Purushai Namaswaham. What do you have there again? About 5. Take in the Pret name beta. The deceased name Pratyai Tripyuntam Svadha. Offer. The name deceased Pret Pitrai Nama Svadham. Again, Pret name Pitrai Nama Svadham. Again, Pret Pitrai Nama Svadham. Much more. One more. About 3. Pret Pitrai Nama Svadham. Made it balance in the 3 shares. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namah Swaham. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namah Swaham. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namah Swaha. All. Take water, around you have them 3 times. Om Gangi Yamani Godavam Saraswati Dalvalajirim Shnapitushvyadivam Yata Shantihim Karushtami Om Gangajal Stanam Samarapayami. 3/4 sun only for 3 times. Good, give him a flower. Fun, you have one. Om Banuspati Ruso, you have? Here. Fun. Fun with him. Banuspati Ruso Budganda Sumanoharam Veni Param Dupyam Prati Gratam Dupyam Samarpayami Govindai Vyonamo Namaham. Alright. Boli Sri Prabhuram Chandra Ki Jai. We want to give you all, those who are here present, maybe a moment. Not a long moment to come and stand for long. Come forward, offer a flower. We'll have the light, the deer lighting. We'll give you a chance to stand once a little bit here. And you just come and offer flowers, our team, and bow and exit as it were, right? In a very orderly manner, right? So one by one, please come forward. So please come now. Jai Krishna Hari Shri Krishna Hari Dukhiyon ko dukh dur kari Jai 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 Krishna Hari Jab चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का डोर किनारा हो जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का डोर किनारा हो और कोई न कीवन वाला हो फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करो जय 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 कृष्ण हरि जय कृष्ण हरि श्री कृष्ण हरि दुखियों को दुख दूर करी जय 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 कृष्ण हरि तो चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दी विष को भी अमृत कर दी तो चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दी विष को भी अमृत कर दी पूर्ण कर दी सबकी आशा पूर्ण कर दी सबकी आशा जो भी तेरा ध्यान करे जो भी तेरा ध्यान करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरि जय कृष्ण हरि श्री कृष्ण हरि दुखियों को दुख दूर करी जय 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 कृष्ण हरि जय कृष्ण हरि श्री कृष्ण हरि दुखियों को दुख दूर करी जय 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 कृष्ण हरि श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा मुकुंद मारव गोविंद बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल राम राम बोल राम राम बोल राम राम बोल राम राम बोल कृष्णा कृष्णा बोल कृष्णा कृष्णा बोल Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bhola Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bola Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bhola Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bola Ram Ram 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 Bola Shiva Shiva Bola Shiva Shiva Bola Shiva Shiva Bola Shiva Shiva Bola Ram Ram Bola Ram Ram Bola Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bola Keshava Madhava Hari Hari 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 Bola प्रेम से बोले वृंदावन बिहलाल की उमापति महादेव की जय. Anyone else wishing to come forward at this point? We're going to start. Yes, you can offer flowers. Yes, Pitaji. And we're going to conclude in a few minutes because we are already on 1:05. And I want you to come and pay your last final respects. Those who wish to come, you don't need to do our team. Just offer the flower, pay your last respects, and we will then go into our closing mantras and so on. I want to say a very special thank you to all of you who have come today to make this day possible in this COVID time. I know we are very, very precautious and we're very, very, very careful in where we go and what we do. And more the circumstances to this that I know you're a little bit more precautious. But I'm sure, devotees, you have taken that step to come forward today to give your support to the family. On behalf of the Bholan family, I'm going to say many, many thanks to all of you. And special, special thanks for everyone who would have contributed in whatever way you have indeed to make this day possible. Blessings indeed to you all today. Devotees, as you know, we are heading to the Belgrove crematorium, and that is in Takarikwa. There, devotees, where we will have the final part of the ceremony, and of course into the fire, as it were. At that point, devotees, very few persons are allowed to be part of that. But you can drive down there and park on the outside. You will not be given a chance to come on the inside. If you so desire to park on the outside and let's stay on the outside, you could stand by your car. You will see pretty to the walking up part, maybe until the doorway. From the doorway, you can't see. We go on the inside. So if you wish to go, I'm just saying, you are welcome at that point until. And from that, you won't be able to go further. To all of you, again, may God bless you. And I want to remind you that death is inevitable. And to recap what I have said earlier, stop building walls. Devotees, start building bridges. Saying, I am sorry. Saying, I didn't mean to say what I have said. Saying, devotees, please forgive me. Joining your hands, seeking a sense of solace. Nothing is wrong with that. As I often say, it takes a big man to recognize when he or she have made mistakes. It takes an even bigger man to say, I am sorry. To all of you, may God bless you and may God be with you. Let's make back our line across here, guys. Fill back your hands with flower, and we are going to indeed join in our concluding mantras. Please stand, everyone. हरि ओम। ईश्वर सक्षिमान सच्चिदानंद निराकार निर्विकार सर्वेधादम सर्वेश्वरम सर्वव्यापक अंतर्यामी अजर अमर नित्यापा विशटि करकातको बांधमान नमस्कार करता हूँ। हे भगवन बाविश बटम दोष को कशकरम सुप्रति प्रकाश करो कि जिससे सब द्युकार मंगलाई नमः। मंत्रहीनम क्रियाहीनम भक्तहीनम जनादनम यत् पूजितं मया देवा परिपूर्णं तदस्मि। हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे। Together. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव विद्यां द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शांति। हरि ओम। राम नाम सत्य है, सत्य कोई गत्य है। प्रेत शांति आत्मा शांति, प्रेत शांति आत्मा शांति, प्रेत शांति आत्मा शांति। प्रेम से प्रभु रामचंद्र की, उमापति महादेव की, महाविष्णु भगवान की, कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल भगवान की, वृंदावन विहलाल की। सबको जय सीताराम, जय जय सीताराम। God bless you, devotees. Place a flower, bow. I understand there's a next ceremony to begin, so we will make our way out in a cordial manner. Please, indeed, help us take the box down. You know we have a stairs to go down. And to all of you.
Oh,